Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine and studying well. So, I am here back again with a new chapter, and that is chapter number 6, Greenland, the land of ice and snow. In a previous chapter, we have studied about DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, and now we will study about Greenland. So, now let's see what all we are going to learn in this chapter. So first let's see what we are going to learn in this chapter. The location and climate of Greenland. So you'll learn where Greenland is located and its climate we will see. Then its vegetation and wildlife. You know what is wildlife and vegetation. There any plants or trees are grown. All this we will learn. Its people and its agriculture and industry. Its people, industry and agriculture. So all this we are going to learn in this chapter. So now let's start our chapter. Over here with this red color you can see this is Greenland, and this is the map of the world in which you can see there are continents, and Greenland is also close to one of the continent, that is North America. But Greenland is not a continent. It is the world's largest island. So now let's see some more things about Greenland. Now let's read it out first. Greenland is the largest island in the world that is not a continent. So Greenland is the largest island in the world and it is not a continent. It is a self-governing province of Denmark and its capital is Nuuk, earlier known as Gotthard. So first we'll see what is the meaning of self-governing province. So it is ability of a group of individual to exercise all necessary functions of regulation without intervention from an external authority. So this is the meaning of self-governing province, and its capital is Nuuk and earlier known as Gotthard. Now let's see the third point. The first European who visited Greenland was an explorer called Eric the Red. So the first European who visited Greenland was an explorer. Now who is an explorer? Explorer is a person, seeker or as a searcher or a pathfinder or an investigator. So these are the meaning of an explorer. So Eric the Red was the first European who visited Greenland, and he gave Greenland its name. Now let's see next, climate. Now we'll see the climate of Greenland. The Arctic Circle passes through the southern part of Greenland. So the Arctic Circle, it is passing from the southern part of Greenland. Most of Greenland therefore lies in the frigid zone in the northern hemisphere. So most of Greenland lies in the frigid zone in the northern hemisphere. So Greenland lies in the frigid zone. Most of the Greenland lies in the frigid zone in the northern hemisphere towards the Arctic Circle. This region has a cold climate. So because Arctic Circle passes through the southern part of Greenland, so that is why this region has a cold climate. The region is also known as tundra region. So it is also known as tundra region. Now what is the meaning of tundra? Tundra means a flat, treeless land and whose subsoil is permanently frozen. So the soil in Greenland is always frozen. So that is why it is also known as the tundra region. Now let's see next. Now here is the map of Greenland. So here you can see the Greenland, and over here we will see the Arctic Circle also, which is passing from the southern part of Greenland. So here you can see this is the Arctic Circle and it is passing from the southern part of Greenland. So that is why Greenland is cold throughout the year. Now let's see next, children. Now we'll understand some more things about Greenland. 80% of Greenland is always covered with ice. So from 100, 80% of Greenland is always covered with ice. Huge pieces of ice frequently break off and float in the sea. So huge pieces of ice, they frequently break and then they float in the sea. They are called icebergs. So they are called as icebergs. They pose great danger to ships in the sea. So what the iceberg does? They cause great danger to the ships in the sea. Now we'll see the picture of iceberg. Over here you can see this is iceberg, and you can see on top of the water it is looking like it is small in size, but from inside under the water you can see it is huge in size. So that is why it causes great danger to ships in the sea. Now we'll see how it causes great dangers to ships in the sea. Now here you can see this is a ship, and from far the iceberg is looking like it is small in size, but actually it is not so. So in this picture you can see how the ship struck with the iceberg, and after that what happened? After that the ship sank in the ocean or in the sea. So we all know that there was a ship Titanic, and it also sank in the ocean. Why? Because it struck an iceberg. Now let's see next, children. Now let's understand the southwestern coast of Greenland. So now let's first read it out. It is the warmest part of the country. So the southwestern coast of Greenland is the warmest part in Greenland. Most people live here because it is the warmest part. That is why most people, they live in southwestern coast of Greenland. Now next to the picture of southwestern coast of Greenland. Here you can see this is a picture of southwestern coast of Greenland, and that is why you can see over here there are houses. Why? Because it is the warmest part of the country. Now let's see next, children. Over here you can see this picture, and this picture is also given in your book in chapter number 6. Now let's see what is written about it. Most of the Greenland is covered in ice and snow. So most of the Greenland in this picture also you can see is covered with ice and snow. Now let's see next. Now let's understand the vegetation of Greenland. Nothing grows in the ice covered areas of Greenland. So because the land is covered with ice, so nothing can be grown over there. There are no forests and no crops can be grown here because the land is covered with ice and snow. That is why no forest and no crops can be grown over there. So the third point, some plants can be seen during the summer month. So in the month of summer, we can see some plants in Greenland. So now let's see which are those plants. So here you can see this is sedge, and here you can see all three is the picture of sedge. Now let's see next plant. It is cotton grass. So here you can see in these three pictures, this is cotton grass. See how beautiful it is looking. Now let's see next. Over here you can see this is a picture of lichen, and these plants are only seen in the month of summer. Now let's see next, children. Now we have come to the wildlife of Greenland. So now let's first read it out. Only those animals that can withstand the extreme cold are found in Greenland. So here, children, withstand means unaffected. So only those animals which are unaffected in the extreme cold are found in Greenland. Among them are the polar bear, reindeer, musk ox, wolf, Arctic fox and seal. So these all are the animals that are unaffected by the extreme cold condition in Greenland. Now we'll see their picture. So here you can see this is polar bear and reindeer. Next we'll see this is musk ox and these are wolves. Next, here you can see this is Arctic fox and this is seal. So these are the animals that can withstand in the extreme cold in the Greenland. Now let's see next. Now let's read it out first. Several varieties of fishes and seabirds are also found here. So here you can see these are seabirds. So several varieties of fishes and seabirds are also found here in Greenland. Now we'll see the picture of fishes. Over here you can see there are several varieties of fishes also in Greenland. So now let's see next, children. Now one did you know is given in your chapter number 6. So now let's read it out. Icebergs are actually much larger than they seem. So this we have seen already just now in a chapter that icebergs are actually larger than they seem. This is because when an iceberg floats on water, most of it remains underwater. So why the size of the icebergs cannot be seen? Because the iceberg floats on water and most of its part remain under water. That is why its actual size cannot be seen. Now let's see next, children. So here you can see the picture of iceberg, and here you can see on top of the water its size is looking small, but underwater its size is huge. So the actual size of the icebergs is much larger than how much it is seen on top of the water. Now let's see next, children. So now let's understand the life of the people in Greenland. The Eskimos or Inuits as they call themselves were the original inhabitants of Greenland. So like in previous chapter, we have seen that the Pygmies were the original inhabitant of DRC, that is Democratic Republic of Congo. In the same way, Eskimos or Inuit were the original inhabitant of Greenland. They are mainly hunters and live by fishing and hunting animals found in the region. So like in a previous chapter, Democratic Republic of Congo, we have seen the life of pygmies. They also used to hunt animals in the region. In the same way over here, the Inuit or Eskimos, they are also hunters and live by fishing and hunting animals found in the region. Now let's see next. Over here you can see these are the pictures of the Inuits or Eskimos. So here you can see what type of clothes they are wearing. So they are covering their body with the warm clothes because the region is always covered with ice and snow. So now let's see next. So in these two pictures you can see how the Eskimos or Inuits are hunting animals, and over here in this picture you can see that how the Inuit is fishing. So now let's see next, children. Now let's understand about the clothes of Inuit. The skin and fur of the animals are used to make clothes. So the skin of animals are used to make clothes and the fat is used to make fuel. So the skin of animals are used to make clothes and the fat is used to make fuel. So now let's see next, children. Over here you can see this is the picture of the clothes made by the skin and fur of animals. And here you can see this is a picture of fuel made by the fat of animals in Greenland. So now let's first read it out what is written. Earlier they used bows and harpoons to hunt. So what they used to use? They used to use bows and harpoons. So over here in these two pictures you can see this person is using bow and this person is using harpoons to hunt. But now they use guns, but nowadays they are using guns. So now let's see next, children. So now let's see the picture of Inuit, how they are hunting now. These two pictures you can see they are using guns to hunt animals. So now let's see next. So here some more informations are given about Inuit. So now let's read it out. So let's read the first one. In the past, the Inuit were nomadic. That is, they used to roam around throughout the year to hunt. So in our previous chapter in Democratic Republic of Congo also we have studied that pygmies used to roam. So the same is given about Inuit over here. In the past the Inuit were nomadic, and nomadic means that they used to roam around throughout the year to hunt. So they used to roam around throughout the year to hunt. They used sledges pulled by dogs for transport. So they used to use sledges that can be pulled by the dogs, and that is used for transport. Next, they used boats called kayaks. So they used boats called kayaks for fishing in the sea, and kayaks are flat and narrow boats. So those boats they used for fishing, and the sledges pulled by dogs were used for transport. Now let's see next their picture. Over here there are two pictures. In first picture you can see this one. There is a sledge which is pulled by the dogs. Over here you can see this is a sledge and it is pulled by the dogs for transport. And over here you can see it is the boat called kayak, and it is flat and narrow. In the picture of kayak you can see how much flat and narrow it is. So they used this kayak for fishing. Now let's see next, children. Next is one did you know, and this did you know is given in your book in chapter number 6. So now let's read it out. The Inuit do not like to be called Eskimos. So the Inuits they don't like to be called as Eskimos because Eskimos means eaters of raw meat. So Eskimos, the meaning of Eskimos is eaters of raw meat. So that is why the Inuits they don't like to be called as Eskimos. Now let's see next, children. So over here information is given about the houses of the Inuits. So let's read the first one. While roaming around, the Inuit used to live in temporary houses made of blocks of ice. So when they used to roam around to hunt, they used to live in temporary houses made of blocks of ice. So temporary houses, that means they used to live only few weeks and then they used to move to a new place. So those houses are made up of blocks of ice. Next, we call these houses igloos. So in your previous classes you have studied that houses which are made up of bricks of ice are called igloos. So we call these houses igloos. However, to the Inuit, igloo meant a house whether made of ice or wood or bricks. So for Inuit, igloo means a house made up of ice or wood or of bricks. But for us, a house made up of bricks of ice is called igloo. So now let's read out the next one. In summer, the Inuit moved into leather tents. So in summer, the Inuits moved into leather tents. Now we'll see the picture of leather tents and igloo also. Over here you can see this is a picture of igloo, house made up of bricks of ice. And now we'll see the picture of leather tent. So here you can see this is the family of Inuit, this is the night time and this is the daytime. This is the leather tents, and when they used to live in the leather tents when there is summer. So now let's understand the life of Inuit at present. So here first let's read it out. Most Inuit now lead a settled life. They live in small villages or towns on the sea coast. So most Inuit now lead a settled life. Now they have started settling. They live in small villages or towns on the sea coast. So now they are living in small villages or towns on the sea coast. So here you can see this is a picture of small town or village on the sea coast. So here you can see it is a small village and there you can see only few houses are made. So it is a small village or town where the Inuits are living. Now let's see next, children. Now again some more information is about Inuit. So now let's read it out. They go on hunting trips which may last for several days. So nowadays at present they go for hunting trips which may last for several days. They have fast motorized sledges for transport. So earlier they was having sledges which were pulled by the dogs. But now they are having fast motorized sledges for transport. They use motorboats for fishing. So earlier they were using kayaks and now they are using motorboats for fishing. So now the lifestyle of the Inuits are changed. Now let's see next children. Over here you can see the picture of motorized boats. They are fast and nowadays the Inuits are using these boats for transport. So now we'll see the clothes of people in Greenland. The people wear clothes made of animal skin and fur. So the people they wear clothes made up of animal skin and fur. Men, women and children wear jackets with hoods lined with fur called parkas. So here in this picture you can see it is a picture of a family and the man, the woman and children they are wearing jackets with hood lined with fur called parkas. Now let's see next children. So with the parkas the Inuits or the people of Greenland also wear long boots which are made up of seal skin. Why they are wearing these long boots? Because long boots keep their feet warm in the snow. So that is why they wear long boots. Now we'll understand the life of Greenland at present. So Greenland today. So now let's read it out. The first point. Today Greenland has a mixed population mostly of Inuit and Europeans. So today Greenland has a mixed population mostly of Inuits and Europeans. So the total population is only about 56,000 less than the population of even a small town in India. So the total population is only about 56,000 less than the population of even a small town in India. So the population of Greenland is less than the population of even a small town in our country India. Now let's see next children. Here you can see two pictures are given. In one picture you can see this is the family of Inuit and another picture you can see this is a family of Europeans. So both of them they live in Greenland. So now Greenland has a population of Inuit also and European also. Now let's see next. Now there is some more information about Greenland. So now let's read it out. Almost the entire population lives on the southwestern coast. So the entire population live on the southwestern coast because it is the warmest part of the country. There are towns with modern facilities such as electricity, permanent houses, schools and hospitals. So there are towns and they are having modern facilities. Modern facilities like they are having electricity, permanent houses, schools and hospitals. Now let's see next. The capital Nuuk is the biggest town with a population of about 15,000. So the capital Nuuk is the biggest town and it has a population of about 15,000. Now let's see next. Hossenberg, now known as Sisimiut, is the second biggest. So after Nuuk, Hossenberg, that is also known as Sisimiut, is the second biggest in Greenland. Now let's see next. It has a population of about 5,500 people. So Nuuk was having a population of 15,000 and Hossenberg is having a population 5,500. So this is the population of Greenland. Now let's see next children. Now here you can see the picture of Nuuk, the capital of Greenland. And here you can see this is the picture of Nuuk from the air. And this picture is also given in your book From the Air How Nuuk Looks. So this is how Nuuk looks from the air. So this picture is taken from the land and this shows us how Nuuk looks from the land if we'll see. And in this picture you can see how Nook looks from the air. So now let's see next, children. Now we'll talk about the agriculture and industry of Greenland. So first let's read it out, the first point. Fish processing is a major industry in Greenland. So fish processing is the major industry of Greenland. Sheep are raised in small numbers in the southwestern coast because southwestern coast is the warmest part of Greenland. That is why sheep are raised over there. Now let's read out the third point. A very small part of land in the southwest is suitable for agriculture and some vegetables such as potatoes are grown. So, a very small part of land in the southwest is suitable for agriculture. A very small part is suitable for agriculture. And some vegetables such as potatoes are grown over there. So now let's see these in a picture. Over here you can see this is a picture of fish processing industry. Here you can see sheep are raised over there, and here you can see agriculture of Greenland. A very small part of Greenland is suitable for agriculture. So here you can see it is a very small part of Greenland which is suitable for agriculture. So this picture is also given in your book in chapter number 6. So now let's read it out, information related to this picture. So here you can see in this picture he is an Inuit and he is a seal hunter in a kayak. Kayak is a flat and narrow boat, and he is having a harpoon to hunt seal. Now let's see next, children. Over here we have reached to the end of the chapter, and now it's the time for us to revise what we have studied. Location of Greenland. So the location of Greenland we have studied, where it is located. Then we have studied the climate of Greenland. The climate of Greenland is always cold. Then we have studied the vegetation and wildlife of Greenland. So after climate of Greenland, we have studied vegetation and wildlife of Greenland. Then next we have studied about the people of Greenland, and then last we have studied about the agriculture and industry of Greenland. So all this we have studied in this chapter. Now it's the time for homework, children. So what is your homework for today? So now let's read it out, the first question. Which is the major industry in Greenland? Second, where most people in Greenland live? What is igloo? And last, learn and write questions and answers of the chapter. So you have to learn and write question and answer and exercise of all the chapter, and you have to write it down in your revision copy, rough copy, or in your homework copy. So this is your homework for today, children. So it's the time for me to leave, children. I hope that you have understood everything about Greenland. So now I will meet you in the next class with a new chapter. Till then, take care of yourself and study well.